¿Qué ondas, primos y primas? And welcome to my Primos podcast. My name is Freddie, and with me tonight, as always, is my primo and yours, Gualter.
No, Ulises.
Oh, it's Ulises? Okay, well, Ulises. Well, guys, welcome back. Thanks for joining us for our latest episode, Season 2. Back on it again. We got some good feedback on the last episode regarding some music, so I hope you guys like that. We'll be doing it again down the line, I think, but I
want to do it again until we get noticed to desist.
You want to have a cease and desist letter?
Yeah, I want to feel important.
You want a lawyer to come?
I want to feel like I made it.
No, pues, no, thanks guys for coming back. Let me just kind of get the business out the way. We are on social media. You guys can follow us there, tweet with us, Instagram, just Facebook, everything. We're doing at My Primos Podcast. You can also email us, myprimospodcast@gmail.com. Appreciate you guys joining us, and we're just gonna just dive right in. Walter, what's up? It's been a little break, right? Couple weeks. ¿Qué me contás? What's new?
Nothing. Just barely got home from work. We were supposed to start this earlier, but I got cut. I asked my boss one question, and turned into a 45-minute answer.
Was it one of those like, well, Walter? The easy one would be just to tell you. But why don't you tell me?
Yeah, but hey, well, I consider them so early in my career. It's always good to hear the whole story. But other than that, yeah, I was just kind of scrambling, and because I'm done inputting the data and doing the analysis part of that solar project I was at in the middle of nowhere for like a week. Other than that, South by Southwest.
Oh yeah, all the concerts. I mean,
hey, that's one of the reasons I was here late too, because fucking traffic. I go right through it.
I thought South by Southwest was just one weekend, no?
Well, it's this whole. It started. Well, it's like pretty much South by Southwest now that I've been a couple of times and I've actually talked to some people about it. It turns out that it's actually. Well, I spoke to a gentleman, Vrajesh. I met him. He's like a computer science engineer, and actually got his card. I'm gonna hit him up. He told me to hit him up. He's out of San Francisco. He was out here for a conference. It's essentially a conference with music attached to it as the years have progressed. So it's a really fun conference. So there's a lot of career people out here and yuppies that come. In the beginning, like last week around Thursday, Friday, the educational part, conference part, and then it starts going into and kicking off into more music type stuff. So.
Oh, okay. Because I always thought it was about music, and then I started seeing stuff online about Nancy Pelosi was in Austin, and Ocasio-Cortez was in Austin. You know, like everybody's in Austin. And I go, well, what the fuck? Is it like music based, or are they just trying to be there because there's a spot to be right now, or is it something else?
Mo, right now it's actually turned into a lot of like, Austin is turning into I mean, maybe it already is, but from what I gather, it's starting to turn into like a hotbed for like startup companies. So that event alone, like people come out here because this is where the investors come, I guess, for all types of other shit. And they do like an educational one, excuse me. And then, like I said, they go into the music part, but a lot of it, I mean, it's more like they're just trying to sell shit, honestly, because like I was gonna go to an event called Hennessy thing.
Oh, Henny
like,
thing.
Yeah, Henny thing. It's
Anything with Hennessy. I got you.
Then I went to when I posted a picture about this one, Miguel, that one singer was there.
Yeah, he was there. That was
and
cool.
I went to this one where it was by Michelob Ultra, the beer, and pretty much we showed up. Because the way South by South works is that you either buy the music pass, or you can buy the music, film, everything. You can buy everything, or you just buy the music pass, and essentially you get dibs on going in first to all the events. But if you do not buy the pass, you can still go for free to a bunch of these events.
Yeah, I was jealous, man. Fucking Tom Morello and K-Flay, and you sent me a picture, pero ni fuiste.
No, well, again, that's the difficult part about it, that you have to really time everything perfectly if you want to go to events that are worth a while, because you show up and then the line might be too long, and if you didn't buy a pass, you don't get in, and the pass is about 500-600 bucks,
But
which
aren't they free though? Like some of them are free, no?
No. There's multiple pass. There's music packs, film pass. There's like different types of passes,
It's like the
and
Fire
then
Festival, all that
yeah,
bullshit.
something like that. So then there's one pass that you can get into everything. But let's say, for example, if you're gonna see more than five, if there's gonna be 5 artists that you really want to see and don't want to miss, go and buy the pass. But if you're only gonna go see one or two, just RSVP. They send out links. You RSVP, show up on time, get in line, and you're probably gonna get in. And like I said, people with passes get first dibs, but then everybody else, they let a bunch of people in. But that's how that event I went to. I mean, that's how I've never paid for it. I've never felt like, oh my god, like I want to see all these artists, because you can also kind of pay individually per artist. Like if you go to the club, sometimes they'll let you in and you'll pay for it. I don't know if that's legal. I don't know if it's up to them, I guess. But if you pay $30 or here and there, and you go to 4, 5 artists, that adds up to the cost of the
Gotcha.
whole.
No, man, it's
So
crazy. Like those festivals, like South by Southwest, and then you have like the Voodoo Festival is a big deal. I remember that. There's Nine Inch Nails and Rage, all that in Louisiana. I don't know if it still happens. And in Cali, I remember when I was younger, to show my age, it was like the Hoot Nanny over there, and also Warp Tour was a thing. And then it became really weird, and then just kind of lame.
and now it's gone.
Now it's gone. And concerts here and there, it was always more because it's LA, right? It's Hollywood. It's that was a whole easy getting into different clubs or whatnot. And then it became in Compton and in Southgate was all the
Smoke
backyard.
out,
Well, the smokeout
smoke
was dope
out,
too. Yeah,
smoke out.
Cypress Hill smokeout. That
Yeah.
was cool. And then it was just backyard gigs for a while. Remember that was the thing. Like, hey, fuck it, it's just backyard gig this weekend. There's a backyard gig in Compton.
Well, you were doing that a lot, no?
Yeah,
Shit.
yeah, I was doing that a lot. I was in a band, so
Alice in Chain.
Alice in Chains covers, and it was called Dead Last. That was my band. I was a singer,
I think
and
can I get some of that? Can I get some of those
I think
cassettes?
I think I still have one or two cassettes. We had like, some original music and like covers and shit, but it was cool. And I can say I played in a band. I sang in a band. It was fun.
Yeah, you were my cool cousin back
I
then. I was
was.
like, fuck, man.
Now what? Now I'm like the dad, the lame cousin, dad cousin.
Well, yeah, I mean, just your dad.
Yeah, like my
One of these
kid. I
days.
don't know. I don't know. I have dreams of like, oh shit, what if my kid wants to do this? Cool, I know how to do that now. Like here's the,
No, yeah, that's the thing
like you
too.
go do this, go do that, or like, we talked about it in the past. Like when we had guests on about how Latino culture doesn't really focus on the arts unless someone in the family is doing art some way.
Yeah.
And so, no matter what my kid wants to do, if he tells me tomorrow, like, hey, I'm gonna go be a juggler, fuck it, like I'll go figure that shit out. Like what do we need to do? If he wants to do something like that,
No,
then
but that also helps out with in retrospect, me at least, me least,
me least.
sound like Yoda. Yeah, I had a lot of confidence issues growing up, and my dad never let me do any of that shit. And I mean, you grew up with me, so you know how my
Yeah,
how el carnicero is.
el carnicero.
El carni, that's what he used
No,
to
pero
call him.
mi papá, like, no es que no me, the bad word, lo que es el Spanglish, iba a decir, mi papá no es que no me soportaba, porque sí me soportaba, pero no es que no me apoyaba en esas cosas, es que no lo entendía. Like, he didn't understand what that shit was to be like, hey, I want to focus on film and music, and he's like,
Hmm.
hey, but how about you get a fucking oficio en albañil, hacer un albañil in the
Or
meantime,
plumbing.
or go learn something, then do that shit. And it's like, he was
But
more concerned with survival,
yeah, but
no?
in a certain way, like, let's not knock on that shit.
No,
They
no,
make
no,
good
no.
fucking money, man.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely,
I
definitely. You
mean, I'm
can,
not saying you are shit. Like, I'm not
yeah,
saying you are. He raised you on that shit on plumbing.
yeah.
Wasn't he? Didn't he work at a grave for a long time? He used to bury bodies or
At a
something like that.
grave, he works at one grave exclusively.
Yeah, it's
No,
this
he
big
works at a fucking.
mausoleum, or what do
Uh,
you call those?
no, he still works at the Inglewood Cemetery over there on Manchester and like Prairie or Centinela over there in Inglewood. That big old fucking by the Forum, across the street from the Forum. That's where he works.
I'd like to get some stories from him. See what the fuck goes on.
No, man, he's told me some stories. You know, toda esa bayuncada I mean, I don't want to say bayuncada because even the little piece of you goes like, is that shit true? Like, could that shit fucking happen? You know, like with the cemetery life, about how there was a dude one time where there's a big tree in the front of Inglewood Park Cemetery when you drive in. And apparently, like, the security guards had closed the park down. Everything was closed, you know, because they have security there. And the next morning, they found some fucker hung himself on that tree by his belt, by himself. Like, there was no way, like, how this guy
by his belt or with his belt, because
with his belt, por se ahorcó solo, and it was just a weird way. Apparently, how the investigators were like, the way he died didn't seem like he did it himself. It could have been a murder because the way it was done, but a bunch of shit that he told us about the cemetery. Pero fíjate que nos llevaba a nosotros a jugar al cementerio, mi papá. He would take us to the park to play. Because it's like a big-ass park. It had a duck pond and all that, and
it's just a park that happens to have dead bodies in it. Right? I mean, it has grass, it has trees.
Yeah.
As you know,
and there was
restrooms, and it has all you need, right?
Like, there was a Rally's Burger right there on Manchester and like Crenshaw.
All you need, everything you need right there.
Banana shakes, some seasoned fries, and that's all you need, man. The park. There's pictures of us playing in the park. I have them. Like, I gotta find.
In the park? You mean in the cemetery?
¿Ves? Mira.
There you go.
No, pues that's a trip. Austin, I don't know. I'm gonna go to Austin, of course. Yeah, the weather's getting better. We're gonna go make some trips down there to see you guys, and just couldn't make it for the music festival, man. Just a lot cash and a lot of things going on también. So just kind of hold off on that. Some feedback from Instagram. I put a poll out, and people seem to be really, really, really wanting one of your favorite segments to come back, Walter. We're gonna do that tonight.
Yeah. You told me to prepare for it.
Yeah. We're going to bring back a very, what is it? Your, like, invention, would you say? Your idea, your...
I mean, it's not the first time people have done it.
It's not the first time it's done it, but we're going to bring back the lightning rounds. Guys, so this is your first time listening to us. The lightning round is pretty straightforward. Usually both of us would bring a story, some news event, something like that to the table, and we would have 1 minute to comment on it, discuss it before the timer runs out, because we tend to go long, especially Walter. So this time I went ahead and made Walter get his list together, and that way he's gonna run the lightning round for us.
Well, the way I'm going to do it this time, a little bit different. I'm just going to grill you on some, topics that are going on right now. And it ranges from political to all types of shit, but mostly political. And then either you pass or something about it, or like either you pass or we start a conversation on it. You know what I mean?
Like if I have an opinion on it, because I'm not the most educated motherfucker tampoco.
No, whatever it is. I'm just grilling you on it. Like either you I have a couple, so don't, if you want, don't feel the need to linger on any of them.
All right, so am I gonna start the timer when you start throwing topics, or once we pick a topic I start the timer?
Yeah.
All right, bueno.
To talk about it for a minute in case we end up doing all of them. You never know.
All right, pues go ahead, man. Start it off.
Okay, the gig economy is going away. Is down.
Okay, gig economy. Timer's going. For those that don't know, gig economy is something like you do like a contractor work, like Uber, for example, right? You're making your own business, like a quick gig or a favor, or like the whole food delivery shit. You're your own boss, kind of, or do favors for people, or go do it,
all that your own boss.
All your own boss stuff, your own little thing. I feel like it may be going up. You always hear about things like, hey, a new business just popped up here, or a new app or a new thing, or I have a friend that on the weekends he fucking goes and does, and he's a manager where I'm at, but he goes and does fucking jardineria. Like he goes and he plants flowers and installs he does the shit on the weekends to make extra money. So I figure, it's going up. Why not? But it's also kind of a scary thing because you're not 100% secure. You're not, And
quick rebuttal, more information. Actually, it's going down. It's actually being said that it's going away, or it's kind of stalled a little bit. It's stalled a little bit because apparently people like to have benefits, so people want to have insurance.
Yeah,
so
true.
it's crazy, right? But anyways, moving on to the next.
Hey, that was a minute. All right, cool.
That was the gist of it. Iana Omar and the anti-Israel, supposedly that she was being anti-Israel when she said, to kind of quote her, that how is it that the United States wants to make us pledge allegiance to a different nation, or want to censor our freedom of speech by not wanting by passing laws or regulations to not boycott Israel. And she mentioned something about how PACs, especially the super PACs, are buying and lobbying and pushing for that type of stuff.
I'm past, dude. It's like a big ass subject that is like over my head.
Okay, but anyways, that's that's really is going on.
Yeah. Wow.
This is more like an update. Saudi Arabia. Remember those women that fought for licenses so that women in Saudi Arabia could drive?
Yeah.
Remember that story?
Yeah.
Well, they're still in jail.
Wow.
And they're still gonna go to trial and potentially go for decades, be in jail for decades, even though women now can drive, and even though they were the ones that kind of advocated for it, they're in jail right now. So that was more like.
Wait, I can talk on that. Let's it makes me think. I'm gonna put a timer on it. What is a scenario where you commit a crime or something that's illegal and then it becomes legal?
Well, I have an example.
Okay.
Being that weed, right?
Yeah.
Weed, it's increasingly becoming legalized, especially in California and Canada. It's already legal. So then all the people that are in jail because of weed, and maybe they had weed in their pocket, not even weed, probably they had lint that smelled like weed.
Yeah.
You know, and then boom, they're in jail. That's a third offense, and al bote, papá. Entonces, like, that's the same shit. Like, why are you in jail? You know?
Do they retroactively go back and I mean, I don't know the laws, man. Maybe we can, if only we had the power of the internet or a supercomputer to really look this shit up.
No, but some states are retroactively thinking about doing it.
Why not? You'll free up space and the overcrowding in prison, and not only that, the fact that we're always worried about people.
So moving on to the next one.
All right.
Just a quick information. So I don't know if you saw this, but students in Orange County, I'm sure people in California haven't heard about this, but students in Orange County, I'm assuming they're from a high school. You see, students at an Orange County school district posted a picture of them playing flick cup, throwing the Nazi salute, and with the cups they had arranged them in a swastika pattern. So
my thoughts? I mean, okay, thoughts on that? It's kids being stupid.
You a parent though. You as a parent.
I'm a parent, but
let me give you the city said that they were gonna go ahead and investigate it. Blah blah blah. As a parent, what would you say to your kid if you fucking seen dumb? And because they also posted on some of the on a site on the internet, probably on Facebook, that how some people were saying you guys are being stupid, and then some other people saying like, shut up, don't talk to my homie like that. That's my homie.
No, well, okay, here's my thoughts.
Like approving of it.
No, here's my thoughts. I wouldn't approve of it, right? If you're asking me as a parent, if I saw my kid do that, I wouldn't approve of it. I'd be pissed. I'd fucking explain to him why the fuck, what that means and what it represents, right? But at the same time, you got to look at kids being fucking stupid. Kids are being kids.
Yeah, but these are teenage, like.
Okay, but if you have a puta, like, I remember people wearing a swastika at school on their fucking denim vest and shit. Pero are you gonna talk shit? You can have a dialogue, but that's his right. It's different time, but that's his right to wear a swastika. Fuck it. The same way with you wearing your Salvadorian shirt. You know, if someone's gonna be like, "Hey,
but it's not the same." Shut the fuck up.
No, I know.
You can't equate both of them.
I'm just trying to give you those basic example of a 15-year-old kid is gonna do something provocative on purpose, right? And he's gonna do something to get a rise out of someone. They're gonna get something started. Hey, let me piss some people off.
Am I trying to get a rise out of people?
And you might get a rise out of the white lady that wants the whites only yoga class, and be like, oh, the Salvadorian man came up to me on his shirt. It's threatening.
Actually, you go ahead and throw that one in. I want to hear about that.
All right, so here's mine. And again, like 1 minute, Walter. 1 minute.
Yeah.
All right, so there was a meetup group. I'm going to give you the behind the scenes, everybody. The meetup is a website where you can set up your own personal groups. Things like, hey, like-minded people can hang out and do things together, in a community if you happen to move into a new area, blah, 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 right? Pretty straightforward meetup. I'm pretty sure people know what it is. So this lady looks like in Maryland, she started a whites-only yoga group, okay, stating that she felt the need that the white community, white spaces, hashtag white spaces, that the white community needed a safe space for them because of so many groups like the Black Lives Matter group, and there's so many meetup groups saying, hey, people of color or black writers, Latino support, Latino coffee, café con leche, like all those things, like these groups of people doing Latino-centric things or black-centered things. She said that she needed a space for white people to feel safe in the community. Your thoughts?
White spaces, it's all bullshit. It's just like people like that think that, because put it this way, white people that don't understand that, they say, I've worked hard, nobody gave me anything for free, and then they're correct. But just to give you an example on that, the solar project I was working on like 2 weeks ago, I'm finally sifting through all those numbers. The person that owns all that land, which they told me was like a ridiculous amount of 80,000 acres, something like, I don't know. I forget the exact number, but that gentleman has this solar project is the third phase, and it's gonna be like 200 megawatt project, and like 1 mega, like just to give you an idea, like actually I wrote notes on it from the gentleman. Like 100 megawatts. 100 megawatts can power 8,000 houses, about 8,000 houses. So then this guy they're gonna build about 200 megawatt solar array, and he already has 2, which altogether he's gonna get like about per month. He's gonna get like about $80,000 a month, right?
Okay.
So just to kind of connect it with the whole white spaces, how did that gentleman come about this land? And then his neighbor has land on which wind farms are on, and he gets money for each one of those propellers that's spinning, getting money. So how did these people came about this land? They stole it, right? So those are white spaces. So everything from the desert, everything to the coffee shop, to downtown, it's like white people are welcome. White people own it. We're paying rent to white people. If my little 0.16 acres that I bought here in Austin, I'm paying it to a bank, and it used to belong to a white person that initially displaced a Latino that used to live here, but then who did they buy this land from? Just keep going back. It's always belonged to a white person. So that's white spaces, and I don't see how that lady doesn't feel welcomed.
Everywhere, because everywhere is look, white people is like everything else is a white space, so we're creating our own spaces like we talked about, because we're not welcomed everywhere, but they're already everywhere else. So
and yes, the white people have to work hard for their own shit too, and for everything they have, but who owns everything? Just go back to that.
But the meetup website took down her group, and it became a thing. So there you go.
There you go. So next one. By the way, more like a PSA. It turns out that Honda's doing a recall on their Takata airbags because they shoot shrapnel into your face when they deploy.
Isn't that a motorcycle?
No. Takata airbag. That's the brand that's the manufacturer of the airbag. But the Honda vehicles, I forget. I should actually be better at this, but if you have a Honda, look it up. It's from 2001 to 2016. The vehicles that have the Takata airbag, which would be multiple models, obviously, wear your safety glasses whenever you drive. So I actually have another one. I actually posted this one on our Instagram about that. This woman. this female bicyclist that caught up. So tell me what you think about this. She was ahead of her, I guess, in the race. I guess I wasn't aware this is how they did it, but I guess the women race separately from the men, obviously, but they do it in the same day, and they let the men go ahead, and then the women let the women start. But in this case, the woman, she caught up to the men, to the end of the back of the men. So they ended up stopping her when they saw that she was going to catch up. So it wasn't only her, but herself and whoever was behind her were catching up to the men. So then they pretty much stopped all of the men. I mean, they stopped the women, they stopped her, and whoever started catching up with her, they started stopping them, obviously, and pretty much gave the men enough time to get further away, and then they let them start. And by the time they let the women start again, then that woman that was up at the front ended up finishing in 74th place.
Okay, I have thoughts just in general, I guess. So I'll start the timer. All right. I think we're getting to the point where, and I want to hear your reaction quickly after this, because I know te digo que me digas tu opinión y te tardas un fucking puño. Pero here's my go. If we already have cyclists, women that are getting to the point where they're getting catching up to these men, why don't we just let them race each other like we do, like the Ironman ones that they have, the Ironman competitions and whatnot. I've seen them to where it's co-ed, it's just all at the same time. Men and women are racing each other to get to these races. So I guess my thoughts on this here, because of their concern with keeping it separate, caused someone that was in the lead to lose, or not come in at the point where she already was performing at her best. I'm not saying she could have taken the whole freaking race that everybody ran it, but
they stopped her.
But they stopped her because
she had a lead, and she was trying to keep that lead.
Yeah, and so I think it's fucked up. The separation is causing more of a headache than letting it happen.
And I agree with you. And to a certain extent, there's certain sports that I don't see why separate them, like golf, cycling. I mean, football, of course. Even football, there's women that are big enough,
Yeah.
Because and not all the men in football are big, right? They're like some small motherfuckers that are just fast. So there's always individuals that can be up to par, and that falls on both ends. Like I can't keep up with.
No, there's plenty of women out there that can.
Shit, I can't keep up at Zumba, dog. Like,
there you go, man.
You know what I mean? Like, how does that make me? That gives me the privilege of. But anyways, yeah, that was interesting as well.
And I have one for you here to kind of round out the lightning round for you. Okay, so this was today. Venezuela has reached now 100 hours, no electricity. What are your thoughts?
Well, obviously it sucks. But I don't know. A lot of that, it's obviously their infrastructure is falling apart. They're losing power, not literal power, but influence, and they're trying to hold on to it. Maduro's trying to, and they just called, ¿cómo se llama este? Jose Guaidó. They pretty much the Western world has, ¿cómo se dice? Kind of accepted him as the new president. Recognized him as the new president with no elections. So literally no elections. So he's not a democratically elected president either. I mean, because they have issues in that Maduro's not a democratically elected president, even though there's proof that he is, but they're saying that he's not. So okay, let's say that he's not. But then ese otro cabrón Guaidó, which Maduro needs to do something and stop this whole fucking mess, because the people are the one that are suffering. But Guaidó is neither the elected president either, because elected presidents are, at least I'm assuming that in those nations, not like here where it's like the electoral college is not literally the popular vote. I'm assuming the popular vote is what decides the elected president, right? So
yeah, well, I would assume. I'm not educated on their parliament and how things work, but it's a fucking shame that because of this split, this battle between the two people, the two presidents, I guess, people are suffering the most. I saw on the news because they were out of power, meaning the power plants can't push out clean water. You know, their processing plant for water. They don't have any running water anymore. So people are going to the fucking side of the rivers and contaminated ass water sources to get drinking water. And people are looking at them like, oh, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you doing this? They're like, hey, you don't have a kid at home. You don't have the need of, you're living in a place where electricity is hitting you. I think they were saying out of like the 29 like counties or municipalities, like 19 or 18 of them are without power. Like that's insane. Think the people are without power, and it's this fucking battle between these two people are causing the rest to kind of suffer for it.
Well, it's at the same time, look at it this way too, that it's all it also involves U.S. intervention. Because at the same time, the United States is saying, look, Maduro sucks. Look, socialism sucks. Looks, it doesn't work.
Chavismo
look,
and all that.
Chavismo, Cuba. Look, Castro. Look at all this shit. You know what I mean? But at the same time, who's the one imposing the embargoes? Who's the one not? Who's the one not playing ball? Who's like? They're the ones that are pretty much starving them. It's like those movies, medieval movies where they're stuck in a castle and they just surround them and they starve them out.
Yeah.
So the United States is literally doing that, which to a certain extent is better than a fucking military intervention that they're fucking Trump and ¿cómo se llama ese otro güey? Parece perro el güey. Bolton, ese güey, hasta nombre de perro tiene. He's trying to push U.S. military intervention, which, fuck that, because then a huevo the United States tiene algo que ver, va a meter mano, oil, interest, and all that shit. So.
All right, guys. Well, that was our lightning round, backed by popular demand. You guys chimed in, let us know you want this, you like this, so keep letting us know this is what you want to do. I know Walter loves it, even though he did pretty good. We kept him within a minute, so good job, Walter. Let's
siete.
No lo dices. All right, guys. So we're reaching here the closing part of our show. I want to just take the time to let you guys know that we are doing the best we can. I'll be upfront with you, kind of very, very public with it. Like, I am trying my best to get these shows done, man. I am in a mobile studio right now, literally mobile studio.
I like how you put it.
Yeah, my mobile studio with the steering wheel. That's so in case that the FCC does find out that we're playing all this music.
That's the reason this is Guerrilla Radio.
This is Guerrilla Radio, literally. Ooh, we're in with that song, Guerrilla Radio.
Radio.
So we're mobile right now. I'm trying to get things done with Walter and Ulises and Siete, all the team here. Trying to get a show put out as much as we can. But we are, sometimes going to miss a show here and there. But I hope that you all can, como primos, uno se perdonan como primos, ¿no? Yeah. But we want to make sure that you guys keep in touch with us. Remember, all social media, email. Let us know what you guys like on the show, what we can add on. If you want to do more lightning rounds, go ahead and give us topics. It doesn't have to be just political or pop culture. It can be something, just questions or, comments about past things as well. Just keep your ears
open.
Call
us out on shit,
Hey, man, we should have a whole, what is it? Like, my primos, you're wrong. Something like that.
Yeah.
Like, you're wrong, my primo. Yeah. Something like that, where you guys can tell us, hey, primos, you're wrong on that one. We should just do like a feed on Twitter or something. Let us know. And just, I want you guys to know, be public about it. Like, this is I said on my Instagram post, like, it relieves stress, but it can be stressful sometimes. Just because I really put an emphasis on this stuff. Like, I'm very nitpicky with sound. I'm very nitpicky with quality, and when sometimes it doesn't work out, like anybody else that does anything.
Well, I mean, we did. Let's put out there. We did scrap 2 episodes before this one.
Yeah, 2 episodes.
Sound wasn't good. The editing was gonna suck. So, it's like you said, it's a, what do you call it? Project of passion.
Project.
Passion fruit. What is it? Yeah, I agree. I enjoy it. It takes a lot of time sometimes, but it's fun once you sit down and just start talking. So, also, happy birthday to this white guy, Tim Berners-Lee. He invented the World Wide Web.
Hey, awesome. We needed that. And thank you for that. Definitely.
If not for that, right?
We wouldn't be doing this.
Yeah. So
Walter,
where are you headed from here?
From here, I'm like Christian Slater in that movie. I think what was it called? Pump It to the Max, where he's driving around the neighborhood in his pirate radio station. I don't know. It's gonna be a storm hitting soon, so and that sound right there is my battery dying. So, guys, thanks for listening. This has been my Primos podcast. Take care of each other. Check in with us, and we're out.
Let me know if you need a jump start.